Hello, my materialistic minions, my fellow geeks and nerds. Yes, I am coming to you today with an electric scooter. This scooter is probably a step up of those kind of scooters that you usually rent and you see them all over those metropolitan type cities. This one actually has 3 gears, meaning that once you get to a certain point and you've maxed out that speed, you can click the M button and then you can go a little faster and then faster and then faster. 3 whole gears, and then when you click it again, you go back down to gear number 1. What I like about this is that it's got a lot of pep, it's got a lot of pickup, super easy to steer, no motorcycle license necessary, at least in the humble state of Washington. One thing to keep in mind though, and this is a safety thing, you'll notice that this little trigger right up here, that is the accelerator. And it's very, very, very easy to get this trigger mixed up with this right here, which is the brake. And so you in your brain, you're going along, you're having a lot of fun. All of a sudden you're like, wow, I want to brake. So you're going to do this motion and you inadvertently do this motion. And of course you lunge forward, which is actually the very opposite that you want to do, obviously. So when you get on this thing, tell yourself over and over and over again, this up here is acceleration, this right down here is braking, which the brake is no problem. You've probably, braked your bicycle like this since the dawn of time, but this is a little different. You're not throttling by doing any of this motion. But other than that, beyond that, it's fairly safe, it's fairly intuitive. If you feel led to wear a whole bunch of safety type equipment, probably recommended, because I was just going 31 kilometers per hour in my residential neighborhood here, which I imagine you might actually need a motorcycle license for that. But I'm not here to give you any kind of legal advice. Point being, it's pretty darn fast. We are starting from square one, as if you were to get this directly in the mail, and more or less this is kind of what it looks like showing up. But let's go ahead and unpack this thing and put it together, shall we? All right, so first impressions of this little guy. It took about 15 minutes to put everything together. Not too bad. I've put together a lot of stuff from Amazon, and boy, it's annoying. But this, it was fairly obvious. One thing to keep in mind, up by the front wheel, be sure this little pin right here is actually in this red hole so that it will actually collapse on itself. There's a lot of those scooter rental type services. This is almost exactly like that. I would say the only difference is you don't need to kickstart it. Like you still have to start pushing it in order to get going. Plus the fact that there's a nice little seat there, which you can fold that down if you'd like. It's fantastic, easy to set up. Quite honestly, I'm a little confused why there's all these negative reviews out there on this thing. I mean, as of the moment of this posting of this review, there were 2 other reviews that were pretty harsh. So it kind of makes me wonder if there's competition out there, because this thing is really high quality, in my own humble, unsolicited opinion. Here is a down and dirty demonstration on how to turn this on. First of all, you put it in like so, turn it to the right, and to turn it on, you hold down this little red button, at which point that is on. To go forward, you pull this trigger down to brake, just like a bicycle, right there, as well as right there. To do the turn signal, which is always polite, you can turn it to the left or to the right, and then the middle, and then of course there's the horn. And then the on button right there, if you were to push this up or down, that turns on the tiny little dinky headlight on the front. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Okay, this is way too much fun, guys. Obviously, there's a lot more to this review. It's not a full-blown tutorial. Of course, you can remove a pin here and you can collapse this down, put it into the back of your car, pop it up like so, push the pin in like that, crank it down, and away you go. But again, down and dirty demonstration, that's it. My name is Beau, and I look forward to testing, demonstrating, and reviewing more fun, fantastic things here on Amazon.com.